Lock, and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try the left side. It's Moore, and he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
Brandon, after last week we went over 200 yards. Looks like the hot tub, cold tub, whatever he did, it worked pretty well.
Much chatter about that performance. Rightfully so. AFC Offensive Player of the Week. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Watch the pass.
Going to give this time to the tailback. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
On 2nd down now, Crockett. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
Ready. 90, Wolf. Shit.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2.
3rd and inches, just turn around, hand it to the big guy, and let him plow forward and pick up a first down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Double dog. That's the way.
On 2nd down, it's Moore. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They run with Howard. Now Howard stripped. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point.
When we draw up defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver. But on that particular play, somehow he was wide open, became an easy touchdown pass.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Hey, hold on. Check 53, Mike. They gonna need some second.
Throwing is Jackson. That's caught by Howard. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 41 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Jackson. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give him 17 on that pickup.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens have taken the lead. The extra point up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll run on first down. Moore. He'll have a first down past the 40. A huge play there for Denver. 63 yards. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today, a guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
Okay, ready? 59, Mark. Check, 59. I got it.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Lock's going to sneak it, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Drew Lock with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Jordan Howard with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Point after, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football. From the 29, Lock. And he's got his man on the out route. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
On 2nd down now, Crockett. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
This is Crockett. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Hey, high 7. On the ball. On the ball.
On 2nd and 12. Lock. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight, He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Running with Howard. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Howard. And they're going to get the first down here across the 15-yard line. Give them the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
They go play action now. Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
31's the mic. In your face.
Jackson now, throwing again. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. He's at the 30, past the 20, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Cortland Sutton, 84 yards, as the Ravens push further out in front. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Uh-oh, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A big play there. With his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year, as his guys are back within a single score. Point after, right down the middle, and they're within 7 now at 28-21. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. We have witnessed touchdowns on back-to-back drives. We'll see if the offense can continue this uptick here.
And I know you're looking at me funny. You're wondering when I'm going to get upset watching these guys go up and down field, aren't you?
I wasn't looking at you. I got something in my eye.
That's the excuse that you always use for something like that. Listen, I appreciate good offensive football as much as the next person. When it's played well and is skillful, I'm with it. And right now, this is exciting.
Oh, the defender likes it. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They'll go buy them dinner. But after a play like that, he might reduce it, might go to the corner and just grab a hot dog or two, huh?
Hey, I mean, they've still been blocking for him well in this game. They don't get one mulligan up front.
Okay, so what we're saying then is we're going petite filet instead of porterhouse.
8 ounce. 8 ounce is good.
All right, just checking. And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
A minute 55 left to go in the first half of play. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard. And some room to roam now. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. 25 yards for the touchdown. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far and fun to watch. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Play action. It's Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at his own 10. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath, as now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. They'll keep it on the ground. More. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Block now on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offensive coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us. This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Ready, set. 59. Mike's 59. Go out. Come on, D. Let's go.
3rd and 2. Locke's going to throw. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
No.
On 1st down, Crockett. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Definitely too early to panic, but that is his 4th carry of the game, and collectively has in total 10 yards. So maybe there's no panic, but maybe some concern.
Yeah, and maybe a little concern up front because they're not giving him any space right now. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
6-man. Check curl. Protein spill.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great effort there. With touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. As his guys have now moved out in front. No problem there on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Let's go, D.
On second down, it's Casey. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all, and it leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give him 17 on that pickup. And that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
The pass there complete to Sutton. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long.
Hey, we got 4 down.
And Jackson throwing once more. Got a man open. It's Sutton.
Jackson's pass. Complete to a gain of 10 yards. And it's 3rd down.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Jackson will throw again. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as he'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 27-yard line. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all.
It's going to be a long day.
Play action. Now Jackson. That is caught inside the 5. 23 yards, the final tally.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now Howard. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Howard. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and goal. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal. On 3rd down, Casey. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. With touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Point after here coming up. And things are getting good now. We're heating up, tied at 35. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Here we go. Here we go.
Ready. They'll run on first down. Moore. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Not much happening there on first down.
Thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
At the 28-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you down.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Moore. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Crockett. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed.
And this is going to be intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
At the 48-yard line.
Ready? 53's mine. Check. 53's mine. Bang it. Bang it.
On first down, they run with Howard. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And it's 3rd down.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On first down, it's Casey, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They go play action with Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
59, Mike to 59. Man out, man out, man out, man out.
After the turnover, here's Locke. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 25 yards that time. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
64,
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Moore. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll run on 1st down. Crockett. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Matchbox lights. 5.
On 1st down, it's Moore. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 22-yard line.
Set. 8-3. Don't
say nothing.
Check, check. Lucky.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Moore. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
So we got man. Ready.
To throw his lock. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
I like his effort there. He got it done on his own, but let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
Watch twist. Hey, switch gears. Hey! Who's that? Is that yours? Who's that? Look at me, zipper!
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. this one is right through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.